Now, President William Ruto has called on world leaders to urgently pay attention to the inequalities perpetuated by multilateral institutions against Africa. The president, while addressing the World Urban Forum in Azerbaijan, decried continued inconsistencies in the current financial architecture that deny the continent the required funds to kickstart major development programs, including housing.
3 billion people actively facing the housing crisis across the world. President Ruto called for a more people-centered approach to the matter.
These are not cold statistics. These are not numbers. These are people. These are families. These are children. And that is why this meeting in this great city with a great history is important.
And with Africa's population bulging and expected to be home to 25% of the world's population by 2050, Ruto said housing is a key pillar for the continent.
Most of our countries did not exist in 1945 when the Bretton Woods institutions were established. Today, we do not have enough voice, we do not have enough access, and even the paradox is that the countries who need concessional funding the most pay more than the countries who don't need it.
He called out multilateral lenders, accusing them of advancing inequalities through warped access to concessional lending.
We have a serious paradox. A continent that has huge resources, that will have the world's largest population, 25% of the world's population by 2050, today cannot access concessional funding to drive its development. Much more important, housing, because today African countries and emerging economies pay 2, 3, 4 times more to access development financing because of elements of risk.
The president told the forum that Kenya had one of the biggest affordable housing projects in Africa, made possible by deliberate policy interventions.
We have, as a result, employed 640,000 young people, architects, quantity surveyors, masons, carpenters, electricians, and all the other professionals, and we are on the way to hiring 1 million young people in the short term. And number 3, we have begun the journey of reversing slum growth.
Once again, Ruto called on world leaders to back Africa's bid for a permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council.
We need to correct another paradox, that 1.5 billion people in the African continent, the largest body of membership of the United Nations, 55 countries from Africa, are not represented at the highest decision-making organ of the United Nations Security Council. And the bigger paradox is that 60% of the agenda of the United Nations Security Council are African issues.
John Jacob Curia, The Lunchtime News.